guys, I guess this is going to be the last of the spoiler zones, but I want to make sure that I'm focusing on a bigger matter here. This is a big announcement video. First of all, The Dark Knight Rises. Crap. I mean, it wasn't crap, but I'm just really disappointed with this movie and director Christopher Nolan in particular, because he sets the bar so high with like every movie he does. This is the only one I've seen. I think the only one of his films I haven't actually seen is Insomnia. And yeah, okay, more on dream stuff in a bit, but this is the only movie I've seen of his that wasn't particularly good. There's no fun in The Dark Knight Rises. They should have just called it The Passion of the Batman, because it's like a 2-hour beatdown. There's more excitement and fun in the tunnel chase in The Dark Knight, or the Joker shoving the pencil through the guy. It's gone. Magic trick. There's more excitement in that, more fun than there is in this entire film. I want to focus on a few key things that really upset me that I felt like I couldn't talk about because they're spoilers. And I'm going to get through all this nonsense in a bit, but first of all, broke Bruce Wayne is like excommunicated. He's exiled from Gotham City, which is on lockdown, 2-way lockdown. You got the military stopping people from crossing, and you got Bane's goons stopping people from getting in, getting out, whatever. I'm hoping they're stopping people from getting in, but Batman's able to get in. Bruce Wayne goes from this prison that has a fatal flaw when it comes to escaping it, and somehow he does a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups, and that gives him extraordinary jumping ability. That's not how that works. You need to be like attempting to slam dunk repeatedly, and then maybe over the course of several months, maybe you'll increase your vertical at his age and be able to make this jump. I digress. He gets out, and I'm like, okay, I can believe Batman being able to get out of this situation. If you showed me how it happened, I could believe Batman could get into Gotham City. I remember playing a freaking video game called Batman Arkham City that this movie turns into. They're like, you know what? Wouldn't it be cool if there was like a whole island where it was like ran by the prisoners? Yeah, I mean, that's what this is. It's Batman Arkham City, which was more believable to me because you think a few corrupt powers at the top can maybe pass some zoning laws that allow this to happen. But here, it's like this plot only works because almost everybody in Gotham City is a horrible person who is at heart a murderous scoundrel. Why are you bother saving these people? It goes against like the whole point of saving Gotham City. You got this place ran by thugs, and Batman is able to just teleport his butt in. And this plot hole converges with another one, which is almost as brilliant as it is stupid. Catwoman's sitting there, and she's like, yeah, you know what, this isn't really my cup of tea. You know, it's like if the 99% took over Wall Street, and they're like, you know, this wasn't as much fun as I thought it was going to be. Catwoman's like, oh, hey, so you're here to trust me again. And he's like, yeah, you know, wait, how does Batman do this? It's like, yeah, you betrayed me so good last time. I know that there's got to be some good inside of you. Why didn't he extend the same freaking courtesy to Scarecrow? Because he's not a hot chick. And Anne Hathaway's not even that hot to begin with. Like, Catwoman needs to be like, whoa. And Anne Hathaway's like, yeah, whatever. If she wasn't famous, she wouldn't even register at the club. But why is he trusting this woman, and why is he teleporting back into Gotham so easily? I'm really bothered by that. It's like if you put the two biggest plot hole conveniences in the whole film in one spot, no one notices. It's almost too brilliant. And then there's like this Talia bit. I thought that was actually a good idea because Bane, being like her buddy, gives him something to do that the Joker doesn't have a backstory for. And my initial concern was that, oh hey, Bane's here because the Joker isn't. And we all know why the Joker isn't. His magic trick. Bane being incorporated in this way works for me, but that mask it looks like garbage. I've never seen a situation where the guy, suppose he needs a gas mask. Like, why does it look like this? I don't know if it's scary or funny looking. And for Batman to be like, I'm going to fight this guy. And that mask must be like armored. I'm not going to touch that. He must use that to protect me from him. Like, of course you punch him there. I mean, Batman should have been able to figure this out. So when he's getting betrayed by Catwoman and getting roughed up by Bane, you get this big, long spat of, yeah, the heroes just keep going down, keep going down. It's going to get worse for Batman. It's a mess. I didn't know what the tone of this movie was. I couldn't really see the joy or even anything in the end there. Like, you got essentially Robin, Joseph Gordon-Levitt over here. He spends one day with Bruce Wayne. And he's like, so, you're Batman, huh? And he's like, yeah, how'd you figure it out? Meanwhile, Commissioner Gordon, commissioner of the police of Gotham City, a big city, spends how much time not knowing who Batman is? When Batman is offering himself up as the sacrificial lamb of Gotham, he's like, but who are you? Oh, I put a jacket on. Was that scene in Batman Begins? Because I sure hope it was, because people get a little confused about the ending here. Because there's so many cast members from Inception, and there's so many minuscule flashbacks. Like, this is kind of a Christopher Nolan thing, is the, 3-second long flashback done through voiceover. I think it's kind of cool looking, but when you have a character such as Alfred, who, by the way, walks out on Batman, so all the little characters, they're like betraying themselves. Commissioner Gordon's an idiot. He gets all the cops put under Gotham by accident, and then he fumbles around like Mr. Magoo, trying to defuse that nuke. And then Alfred's like, oh, well, I'm going to walk out on you now. I am. And one of my friends pointed this out to me, that he's got this Cockney accent. He doesn't sound like a butler. Has anybody been bothered by this throughout the whole series? Is like, proper butlers don't sound like Michael Caine. It's a different English accent. Anyways, he walks out. Lucius Fox, who is in charge of running a company, and if you're a billionaire, I don't care what happens on Wall Street, if you're a billionaire and you become broke, it's because you're stupid. So Lucius Fox can't even run the company now. Everybody just got really dumb in this movie just to make plot points. And so Batman dies, and I'm thinking, F you! I mean, I was really upset, and then I'm even more upset by the cop-out happy ending. Okay, sure, it's cool that we got Robin taking over. That's all right with me. But then it's like, oh, he really lived. And no, people are so stupid to go, oh, did he really live? Because it's like an Inception ending. Maybe it was a dream. It's not a dream when Alfred tells him, yeah, so I go to the cafe and I hope to see you across the way over there. And we look at each other and we know that everybody's all right. If he told him about that, he knows to go do it. And then furthermore, to further support the fact that it's not a dream, we have the stupidest thing go down where Lucius Fox, who is dumb enough to make this flying bat wing, let's call it that, even though it's not a wing shape, he makes this and it doesn't have autopilot. Everything has autopilot. There are people who thought that cars had autopilot in the 50s and ended up suing Chrysler for crashing. So this thing can't fly in a straight line and maintain altitude. So, how does he get that made without that feature? He then finds out that it was like reprogrammed back in by Bruce Wayne. How he found out about this, there's like a second one, and Bruce Wayne upgraded all of them before he left. And he hit it on a building that no one looked for. When there's complete anarchy, people are going to be getting on top of the buildings and looking down and be like, oh hey, what's this under this tarp? It's not a smart movie. It's got more plot holes than the previous two Batmans. Catwoman, who, she's not hot enough. Her costume looks ridiculous. The shade over the eye stuff is just troublesome in this franchise. You got scenes of her and Batman duking it out with people on the rooftop, a la 1960s TV. Scenes like that never happened in the first two Batman films. It was very much like a ninja attack thing. It wasn't like, oh, I got you cornered now you have to fight my goons. It doesn't play well that way. And Anne Hathaway is like in a different film. She's in the Joel Schumacher film. She's like, I've got a cute line right here, and I'm going to kick high with these heels. And people like that. I don't think that you could give a Catwoman who is more grounded in reality that people would have liked, because she was the only thing. It was like when she was on the Oscars. She was trying to provide all the jokes. James Franco was drifting away in outer space. And that's what she did. She overcompensates. Bane, the last point here. Holy crap, this guy shouldn't do any public speaking. His voice, I call him Jar Jar Bane, because he's like, now mind you, I had not seen the prologue that was in IMAX theaters, because Kansas doesn't have a real IMAX theater according to Christopher Nolan. We got digital IMAX, aka Limax. So I didn't get that. But I look it up, and he's like, and you know, this isn't really an impersonation here, but he's like, I'm going to crash this plane with no survivors. And that's scary. I'm going to crash this plane with no survivors. It's like, yippee. Oh, gosh. I think Tom Hardy, he either wanted to sabotage this. It's like, we need you to do ADR for your voice. People couldn't hear you. And he's like, I don't like that idea, so what I'm going to do is screw it up, and I'm going to sound like some kind of, the guy from Monopoly and Jar Jar Binks and Boss Nass all at once. And you're going to think this is so crappy, you're going to use the original dialogues from the film that I did earlier, and I don't like doing this extra work. And they went with the crap. He's not scary at all. And this isn't a character who should be doing public speaking in the first place. I don't imagine Bane getting up and doing the limelight hogging stuff. That's a thing from the older Batman films. Even the Joker, he has like essentially a YouTube video he submits. He doesn't like get up on TV and go, oh boy, I'm on TV like Jack Nicholson. And it's not that good of a movie. And I didn't even really like the Avengers that much. I mean, I think both of these are okay. But the Avengers, as just uncreative as it is, has a fun factor. And that's the Hulk. And if it wasn't for the Hulk, the movie would suck big time. Yeah, you can't follow up the Joker. And there's a huge problem with like the nomenclature here. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Falls, The Dark Knight Rises. If they thought this out as a series, that's what you would call it. If you weren't insane. So, I mean, there you go. Whatever. You know, that's part of the problem here is I do the spoiler-free review. It takes me 8 hours, not including watching the movie. And no one appreciates it. I can't say all the points I want to get to because there's spoilers involved. You guys, not you guys listening, but the YouTube audience, they want spoilers out the wazoo. They want unprofessionalism. Well, here you got it now. And they want some hot chick in a tube top. Or even a mediocre chick in a bikini or whatever. Or too much makeup. A girl who claims she's a geek talking about films is way better than some guy who has been trained in it. So, I'm not going to be doing regular reviews anymore. On occasion, if there's something that piques my interest, I may go see it, and then I'll do a video like this. But I'm starting a new channel, and I want to bring down YouTube from within. The channel is called Von Fry Will Die. This should appease my haters, because I'm going to cap off each episode in a way I'm sure they're going to enjoy. I'm going to be vlogging about general discussion topics. I'm not going to I'm not going to put myself into this pigeonhole niche that makes me a reviewer. I'm going to be commenting on pop culture, news stories, and I'm going to say the things people are afraid to say because I don't give a shit. And that's the way it's going to be. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll come up with an episode this week and do that if I get 100 subscribers on the new channel, Von Fry Will Die, before I even have to post a video. If I get 100 subscribers in the next couple days, whatever, you guys are showing some interest, I'll show you what I have in mind for that channel. I need to start a new channel because I'm having so many issues. YouTube is treating me like some felon or something. Like, for the last couple weeks, I've been miraculously able to upload a video. Maybe I can't upload this one, but I've had no trouble uploading videos. I've been exporting like the same thing for years, and there was this period of time where I couldn't upload anything, more than a second. I'm having no trouble now, but for whatever the reason, I can't comment. I can't reply to comments. Why would I be restricted from it? I call up Annette, my co-host from the podcast, Hottie and the Jerk, which is coming back this fall, TV podcast.